LGBTI, LGBTI. What are we? 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are cool, choose, round and proud. No one's gonna stop us. We are here to stay. We are the cool choose of the rainbow flag. We are moving forward, moving on and on, never, never going back. We are moving forward, moving on and on, never, never going back. We keep fighting, fighting, fighting on and on, never, never gonna stop. We keep fighting, fighting, fighting on and on, never, never gonna stop. LGBTI, 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 LGBTI. We are freedom fighters, fighting for the rise of the children of the rainbow flag.
What are we fighting for?
Fighting for our rights.
What are we fighting for?
Fighting for our rights.
Yeah, tell me what we're fighting for.
Fighting for our rights. Fighting for our rights to be.
LGBTI.
We are here to stay.
All LGBTI.
We are here to stay.
All LGBTI.
We are here to stay. Never
Going anywhere.
The children of the rainbow flag.
We are proud to be.
Yes, the children of the rainbow flag.
We are proud to be.
Yeah, children of the rainbow flag.
We are proud to be the children of the rainbow flag. LGBTI, 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 LGBTI. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are cool, choose, around and proud. No one's gonna stop us. We are here to stay. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are moving forward, moving on and on, never, never going back. We are moving forward, moving on and on, never, never going back. Oh, we keep on fighting, 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 fighting. We keep on fighting, fighting, fighting on and on, never, never gonna stop. Oh, yeah, yeah. LGBTI. Ooh, LGBTI. What are we? 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. LGBTI, 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 LGBTI. What are we? 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are cool, choose, round and proud. No one's gonna stop us. We are here to stay. We are the cool choose of the rainbow flag. fighters fighting for the rise, the rise.
Is anybody hearing me? Was anybody hearing me while I spoke? Was anybody hearing me? Lucretia, could you please come up? Lucretia, please, could you please show your face? All right, Fabs Uganda says they were hearing me. So yes, it is financial literacy. I have with me Lucretia, will be mostly backstage, basically telling us, taking your questions. If you, Fabs, you haven't been hearing at all the time I was speaking? Tell me, Fabs, I can rewind. I don't know how to rewind what I was saying, but I can say it again. Were you hearing me while I was speaking? Friends, my name is Victor Mukasa, and on the Victor Mukasa show today, we are featuring some special guests, Kasha Jacqueline Nabagesera and Golda Namara, both specialists in the finance area. And as you know, when we leave our countries, we come to new countries. Zinensi empia jebatandise okutugobaganya. We come to these new countries and a lot of things are really complicated. We face challenges socially, we face even politically now, but today we are going to look at the finance challenge. They're going to teach us about everything finance in our new countries. As you know, the systems are really complicated, but when you are equipped, then you know how to navigate them. They'll be talking to us about life insurance and so many other things. I cannot preempt what she's going to teach us today, but that is one of the things. Have you always felt that you cannot make a will because you think that if you make a will today, you will die tomorrow? Today is when we are going to learn about all the things. And I think that this is a very important conversation to hold as a community, not only of LGBTIQ people, but for all those who have left their countries into these strange countries, and every system is strange to you. On the Victor Mukasa show, you know, we bring you what you might not find everywhere. And just for those who are joining us for the first time, we are here every Sunday at this time. So please join us every Sunday at this time here on the Victor Mukasa Show. Sometimes we have shows on TikTok, but as we stream on Facebook today, we are streaming live at this very time on the Victor Mukasa Show Facebook page. We are also streaming live on the Victor Mukasa Show YouTube channel. So if you have issues with Facebook, you can go and log on to your YouTube and look for the Victor Mukasa Show on YouTube. We are streaming live. Somebody on YouTube, please send a message and tell us that it is happening there today. Tell us that we are streaming live. Thank you very much. And like Krisha, even if you won't show yourself on the stage, I know that you're there. We recognize your presence and your willingness to take people's questions without wasting time. I'm going to introduce Golden Amara, who is our key guest today, our teacher, our fuel, because once we are through with her or she's through with us, we will be equipped to navigate a lot in our new countries, especially for those who are in Europe, the United States, and Canada, probably also Australia, but she'll tell us what she's going to do with us. Namara, please, onto the stage and let us talk to our guests. Very welcome to the show, Golda.
Hello, thank you, thank you. You can hear me really well?
We hear you very clearly. It looks like you've taken your coffee already. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Gorda Namara.
Yes.
I'm a licensed financial professional in the US. I'm also a paralegal intern, again in the US, but I studied that from here. I'm based in Massachusetts, and I work with Kasha, who really pushed and got her license at first attempt. I was rarely do people pass the financial license one like first
Asha
sitting.
for you.
Yeah, and so she's also in Massachusetts, part of your community, but we can work anywhere in the US, and we also have affiliates in Canada. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
So
Namara, for making the time. Thank you
thank
for
you.
caring about our community. Many times we are not cared about, but we thank you that even if you're not a member of the community, you still feel that we are human beings who need that support. So, friends out there, thank Namara for coming to us today. We are lucky. Please, Namara, the stage is yours. I'm also naive about these things. I'm here to learn. So, we hand it over to you and you teach us about financials.
Okay, yeah. So again, like I shared, I relocated here in 2016. And just like any one of us, we are all pushing coming here for the new opportunity. But quickly, I realized that most people were struggling. You know, most people were working, they were not resting. People were living paycheck to paycheck. Most of the financial products that were here were not really being used, like the retirement plans, whether the people in Canada or the US or Europe. Like we kind of, as a community, as an immigrant community from Africa, we kind of keep ourselves managing our finances the way we used to do home. Yeah, but before we even jump forward, what is financial literacy? Financial literacy is the knowledge and the skills that help you make better financial decisions on a day to day basis. In Uganda, it was very easy, my brothers and sisters, to live life. You go out, you work, or if you don't work, you can hang out with your friends, you eat, you sleep, things are easy. But as you settle in, especially after the first 5 years, most especially here in the US or even in Canada, you quickly realize that if you did not put in time to understand the financial system in the US or in Canada or even in Europe, your life is done. And unfortunately, after 5 years, there's so little we can go back home. Yeah. So prioritizing financial literacy more so for people who have just moved here in the in less than 5 years is very, very important. Putting in time to, like, being intentional to get the knowledge, the skills that enable you choose the right bank where you're going to save your money, choose the right dates you were going to take, shop around for the best interest if you're growing your money or borrowing, choosing when to shop and when not to shop, you know, getting the knowledge and skills to budget, to manage whatever amount of money you have that is coming in is very, very important, especially in the US. Canada can be a bit forgiving, but the American financial system is very brutal if you do not plan. It is really, really brutal if you do not be intentional about learning, about prioritizing, your finances. It can be very, very brutal. Yeah, so understanding how the American financial system is structured, right from why you have to have proper insurance, why you have to have proper health insurance, why you need to use that insurance to check with your doctors on a regular basis, why you have to have proper car insurance, because, like in Uganda or in whatever countries we are migrating from, like I'm from Uganda, by the way, originally, if someone hits you, your car, sometimes they run away, and even if they don't run away, most times the insurance companies are not really function specifically for car insurance. These days, I hear the life insurance companies have really picked up. Yeah, but because we come from a system where insurance is not functional, when we come here, they talk insurance, you brush it off. But guess what? Insurance is the foundation of modern finance. Whether it is about your health, your car, you buy that mortgage, you must have life insurance. You're taking on a 30-year loan, you're not buying a house like they normally say, oh, I bought a house, but you're not buying a house, you're buying a 30-year mortgage from the bank, you're renting to own. Yeah, so basically all types of insurance, any type of insurance in American finance is or even Canadian finance is the foundation of your finances on which you build. Yeah, we shall be seeing more details about life insurance later, but it is very, very important to prioritize any type of insurance in modern finance. The second bit that you really have to pay attention to, most especially in the American financial economy, is debt management. Whether you're even taking on like a student loan, depending on the state you live, my friend, put in time and learn. Put in time and learn. The student loan you're taking on, the interest rate they are giving it to you, because most people think like the federal student loans have no interest rate. You'll be surprised, you'll be horrified. You will even be shaken learning the repercussions of you actually taking a government student loan from these countries without a plan on how you're going to pay it back. Yeah, so debt management is very, very important. Managing your debt appetite, and unfortunately, debt in these modern countries is sugar coated as rewards. You go to shop for clothes, let me say in Macy's, or shopping cosmetics in Sephora, or you're going to stay in a hotel, or you're even flying with an airline. They'll give you that card and tell you it's a rewards card, but guess what? You just got yourself a new line of credit. So it is very, very important for you to prioritize education before the decision making. I'll give you an example. When I relocated here, I relocated with my husband and our 3 months old child, and we would move around, just like any one of us. We are excited, these places, but before we knew it, like after the first 5 years, we had cards like this. And the unfortunate bit of it is that we never really thought that these were actually cards, because like you go to BJ's, they tell you, be a member. They're not telling you you're getting a credit card. And then you realize later that you actually signed up for Capital One high interest credit card. Yeah, so prioritize debt management, because in finance, if you do not prioritize debt management, whatever you try to build on top is a waste of time. And I'll give you an example. On average right now, a mortgage rate in the US is around 6.7. Most of the people I know that are just relocating are pulling money and quickly purchasing these high interest properties. But guess what? If you're buying a mortgage right now, there's a mathematical rule called the rule of 72. I don't know, Victor, whether you've heard about it. So if you recently bought a house in America here, just get, let me see, current mortgage rate for the US. You're buying practically 3 houses and you're celebrating, oh, I bought a house, I bought a house. So, but the way the economy is structured here is actually structured to take away from those who do not know. Those who are working hard and, assuming that the hard work is going to make them wealthy. American finance, it is the knowledge. What you have here is what makes you rich. What you don't know, even the little you have, is taken away by the car loan companies, by the credit card companies, by the mortgage companies, So they don't really care. By even the student loan. I don't know what state you're in, Victor, but did you know that in 13 states in the US, if you take a student loan and you have no plan on how you're going to pay and you're delinquent, I mean the government loan, not the bank loan.
Yes.
If you take a government loan and you have no plan on how you're going to pay and you become delinquent, if you have a license from the state, finance, healthcare, plumbing, lawyer, whatever, all those licenses that are issued by the state, they suspend your license, but you still have to pay.
That's why we need you here. I don't know. It's not yet question time, but I might be speaking for some people that already what you're saying, we are feeling it. And yet within what you're saying, there's a lot that we don't understand. For example, there's a lot that I don't understand. Among the people that you're talking to, the interest rates, we know the word, we see the figures, but we do not understand how this works exactly. For example, I have a government loan that I got for my daughter. At some point, she was stuck in school, and I got 6,000 US dollars worth of a loan. They told me I'll start paying when she has graduated. You understand? And that's the only information I know about my loan. She's graduating this year, and I know that as soon as the year ends, her school year ends, when she graduates, I start paying that loan. That they come up with a plan for me, they said. And that's all I know. In my head, that I don't even understand the interest in whatever they said. I gave them my paperwork, they approved me and gave me that loan for her. So that is a typical example of how green even we might be, even for those of us who have been here for some time. What do these interests? Because people are borrowing heavily. You said that even if when they get a card for Sephora, a credit line for Sephora, that they are borrowing. Some people don't even know, but they don't even understand how much they're paying back. So we would like those busomios of what all those mean.
Yeah, so basically, for student loans, it is always better to start paying if you can. Like, let me say, if someone is studying nursing, but they are doing CNA, start paying even before you graduate. I wish I knew that. When I entered the financial industry, I was almost completing my paralegal degree. And I was horrified working backwards, going to the finance office of my college, asking for details, and finding out that the student loan I had, like if I graduated and started paying, the interest was as high as 10%. And it was even coming with penalties. Yeah, friends, please share, move the link around. Let's get this information going, because oftentimes people mistake financial literacy for buying products. If you're buying a house, you're buying life insurance, you're buying stocks, that is not financial literacy. Financial literacy is the knowledge.
Sorry, God. Guys, even if you're not in the US, even if you know people in Canada, please call them. Even if they're in Europe, some of these things are just principles for that apply everywhere.
Even in Uganda, they do apply, yeah.
Wow.
So it is, I was surprised. Do you know that Uganda, some banks, I think it was Centenary and which other bank, the loans are almost, the highest is up to 40%. And the information is available on the Bank of Uganda website, on Facebook. But how many people check that? Can you imagine taking a loan for 40% interest rate?
So right there, if somebody gets a loan, interest rate 40%, what does that mean in layman's language? For people who
So
didn't
there
go
is
to
a
school.
mathematical rule. Yeah, there's a mathematical rule that I want everyone listening to me to remember. It is called the rule of 72. It was discovered by Albert Einstein, who discovered nuclear energy and a number of other scientific things. If you get just the mathematical number 72 and you divide it by your interest rate, either on savings, investment, or loan, you can get a mathematical estimation of how fast your loan or whatever money you're growing is going to double. So, for example, I'll give you an example of the mortgage for the people who are purchasing houses right now when the mortgage is that high. If you're buying a house at around, right now it is around 6.7, that is 72 divided by 6.7. It means that every 10 years and 7 months, the loan you took from that bank for the mortgage doubles. Meaning that if you took a 30-year loan, you've just purchased 3 houses.
3 houses. Wow.
So let me say for the student loan, if someone borrows at 10% on average for the government loan, especially if you're a parent, that is 72. By the way, the students are given a different rate from the parents. So you also check. If the student borrowed, it could be lower. If you borrowed, it could be higher. But guess what? The repercussions affect both of you. We have people here who have just signed, oh, Bambi, you help me. My child is going to school. They have pastors signing, they have relatives signing. And once that child becomes, let me say, some children even graduate, they get good jobs, and they just refuse to pay. When they refuse to pay, that student loan is the worst loan anyone can take, more so people living in America without a plan. They will garnish your wages. You will even be in a nursing home and they are still garnishing your social security. You cannot buy a house, you cannot buy a car, you cannot rent an apartment, you cannot do anything. That's why for me, when I was pushing, I've been talking to Kasha about me sharing with you, because I know your community, you have so many people relocating here. I told her, you know what,
Right.
this would be the best deal. Get that license, push this information. Because
Right.
I know, Victor, if you're okay and Kasha is okay and everybody in our community is okay, we grow. But we are
Right.
not going to grow if we are not intentional about information.
Right.
We are not going to grow if we are just relocating to these countries and burying ourselves in shifts. You know, that's why. Do you see these other people working the way we do? No.
No, we
They
work
put
like
in time.
globally.
They put in time, they learn where to save, they learn what debt to take and what debt to avoid, they learn, where to invest, they put in time, they get proper insurance for their car, for their health, for their life, for their properties. And then they have, based on the good decisions they are making, they are able to live a quality life. They are able to have time for their families. But you tell me, you have a
Right.
car loan, you have credit card debt, you have mortgage. How are you going to sleep? How are you going to be healthy?
The
How
time
are
you're
you going to
supposed to
live a
sleep, you go
meaningful
and
life?
the time you're supposed to rest, you go and do some Uber trips so that
To pay the loans. You can imagine, like, on average, a credit card is about 24%. So if you have a credit card at 24%, again, the other mathematical rule of 72, by the way, it's available on Google, wherever. I don't know why, for some reason, I have a bachelor's in information science. I have a master's in agribusiness. I'm a paralegal here, but I had it for the first time when I joined the financial industry. And it is the basic, they call it the eighth wonder of the world. You understand it, you make the best decisions. Yeah, so it is very, very important, my friends, to take on debt. For those who are Christians, the Bible says that you are a slave, you are a prisoner to that person that lends you money. It's not worth it. For me, I've been here since 2016. And as someone working, by the way, I have licenses so far in 16 states, and we are allowed to add as many states as possible. So friends, reach out to Kasha. We do one-on-one sessions, education sessions, different topics. We do group sessions. Let us push education. It is going to be the best thing you ever did for yourself. Because we have people in our community that have been here 30, 40 years. And because of the mistakes they made, they have nothing. They have nothing.
Intentional learning should be our first step.
It should be your first step. So it is very, very important to manage, your debt appetite. Do not take on debt when you have no plan of payment. More so
So, for
the
example, for the
student
debt,
loan.
because these examples help us to understand. For the debt I secured for my daughter for school, even if they said that I can start paying after she has graduated, the wisest thing is to start paying straight away.
Yeah, to find out which company, because these loans are sold to companies like Neonet, they are sold to financial
Yeah,
companies.
I'm with that now.
So you you find out the company that has your debt, even if you bought a high interest mortgage, by the way, don't wait to make those monthly payments, even if it's a car. If you have that extra money coming in, your body is still strong, pay it off. Pay it off so that you're able to live a quality life. Yeah. And for the debt, by the way, one other thing you have to remember for the debt that is very important, debt in these modern systems does not die with you. If you're married or you have children, yeah, for those who have Google, you Google, like who gets paid first when you die in American finance here? I know even Canada, it is the same. When you die in the US or Canada, the people you owe get paid first. Someone says, please talk about credit cards. How many credit cards am I supposed? You're not supposed to have any credit card because guess what? The credit card you're using someone else's money. That's not your money. It's not your money, and I'm not going to give you my money to use it, for free to buy clothes you can't afford, to buy food you can't afford, to buy drinks you can't afford. Because like for us here in Boston area, you find someone running a credit card to host a beer party. You cannot run a lifestyle on someone else's money. You'll be eating your future then. If you can get a secured credit, what they call a secured credit card. You secure it with your money, you use it properly to build your credit, or you window shop, for
Please
like we are going
explain to our viewers what you mean by a secured credit card as a safer one. What is a secured credit
so
card?
a secured credit card is where you go to your bank. But first, you have to shop around, by the way, for the bank that gives good interest, especially for those in the US, shop around for credit unions, for member banks, because they tend to give you the lowest interest if you're borrowing. But the secured credit card is like, I get my $500, I open up a line of credit with my bank. They give me the credit card, but I'm using my own money to show future lenders that I can actually use money and pay it back on time. So that is a secured credit
So
card.
you start off with
And
money.
So you secure it with your own money, you use it properly, you make sure at least you always keep it at least below 70%, just to show that good line of credit. And you can even build your credit just by paying your bills on time, pay electric bill on time, pay your rent on time, pay whatever you have to pay on time, and it will reflect in the system. The American system, especially starting last year, has, even with AI, everything is now interlinked. Just leave a trail of good financial habits and everything will work out for you. If you create a trail of bad financial habits, you're very sure that it's going to affect you for the next 10 years. In Uganda, again, like bad decisions have no consequences. You can kill somebody and move.
Right.
You can do anything you want, and if you have ways of manipulating the system, you go with it. But here in America, even drinking and driving is a financial decision. Associating with the wrong people is a bad financial decision. The area you're going to live in is a financial decision. Like for me, I'm in Massachusetts, I'm in North Reading. There are so many advantages I get by just staying at this address that so many other people cannot. It's a financial decision. The career choice you make, the way you use your time. Because here in these countries we have 24 hours, not like in Uganda where we had like maybe 100 hours a day, so we do
Right.
whatever we want. Just using your time properly is a financial decision. Associating with people, participating in your community. I know there is stigma and wherever, but as someone working with the leadership in the community, we are trying to create an environment where we are Ugandans first. Before the
That's very
religion,
good. And
before
another
this,
thing to talk
before
about
that.
at some point.
Mhm.
Because we
We
miss
should
our
be
community, but we are so afraid of our community. But that we will talk about another time.
Yeah, so someone, Mr. Jones Graham, is asking that, can I walk in the bank and ask for a secured credit card? Yes, you can. And the way banking works here, by the way, it is even in Uganda, it is very, very important to get a day when you're off. You just window shop. You go, you ask, was checking out if you have savings here. What's the best savings rate you're giving? What's the best rate I can get on a credit card? You window shop, this is America, it is a free country, no one is going to ask you funny things. And then at the end of the day, because this is your money you're giving them, they're going to lend it to people and make profit. Or even when they give you the credit card, they will be taking away your future savings. So find time and prioritize, information before the hard work. Yeah, but I wanted to reemphasize that bit of the debt.
Yes.
In America and Canada, when you take on debt, they don't care, especially the commercial debt. In Massachusetts, by the way, they're even not allowed to call you more than 2 times a week. You can sue them. But when you die, all the debt you have accumulated in American finance or Canadian finance gets paid first. Before your child gets anything, before your spouse gets anything, before your parent touches anything, even if they have the PIN number for your bank accounts, they are legally not allowed to touch anything until your
All
creditors
the
have
debt
been
is
paid.
paid. Wow.
So when someone dies, they put your social in the system and it sends alerts to everybody you owe to come and collect. The credit card company, the hospitals. That's why it is very, very important to have proper life insurance, proper health insurance. Make sure your life insurance is not just taking you back home for burial, but it can even be cashed out when you're sick, like serious sickness, critical illness, terminal illness, chronic illness. Make sure your life insurance has those benefits, because like we are going to see, life insurance is not for burial only. It is a very powerful modern finance tool. And I hope as you start working, as you start earning, you prioritize it. And there are so many types. Buy what you can afford is the most important bit, but do not just assume that things will be okay. Yeah. So all debt passes on legally to your estate, your medical bills, your IRS. If you have not been filing your taxes and your IRS, please, friends, file your taxes. It is one of the ways you can keep that trail of a responsible person here. It will
Right.
not only help you for your immigration purposes, but it is going to help you as you're trying to access different financial services. File your taxes, file them on time, file them properly. Don't get these people who cook them up. That will also give you unnecessary, tax bills and penalties. Yeah. So all the debts you owed pass on to your estate, And that's why it is important to take on debt you can afford, or even to prioritize debt management. The other
Oh, Golda, I
important
told you that people are very, very hungry. That from just what you've spoken so far, the questions are still coming in. But it's up to you how you want to deal with this, whether to respond to
Okay,
questions as they
okay.
come or go to the next thing. It's your thing.
Yeah, so for credit unions, they will always be better than the big banks because credit unions are member owned. They are like circles, they are member owned, but still find a day and window shop. Window shop. Do not rely on gold, word of mouth. We are used to word of mouth. "Hey, gundi yangambe kino kikola." No. Find a day. The purpose of financial literacy is to have you sitting in the driver's seat of your finances, not relying on maybe so and so told me this works or this doesn't work. No. Sit in the front seat, put in time, prioritize. For mom here, God, I'm here. I love education. I do it as a calling. We can do workshops on debt management. We can do like specialized sessions, but prioritize information, prioritize being in the driver's seat for your finances. And that takes me to the last two very important parts of modern finance. Have an emergency fund. Have an emergency fund. When we were growing up with our parents did not necessarily have like money, but there was always, like, for my grew up in the village, my grandfather had that granary where he kept the special crop that was never touched. Have that emergency fund where if you're earning whatever amount of money you're earning, put something on the side for that rainy day, for that day when you're sick, for that day when your car breaks down, for that day when you have to travel urgently, for that day when maybe your lawyer, like if you're going through immigration proceedings, for that day when your lawyer gives you a random bill and you really need it to get done. Because again, the emergency fund helps you not only live a quality life, but also avoid using those emergency lines, high interest emergency lines of credit. So have at least, try to save at least a portion of your money in a good interest account, shop around for a good interest account, and put something aside for the rainy day, for emergencies, because you have to prioritize yourself. Don't try to play God with the people back home, or even the people here showing, I can solve this problem, I can solve this, I can solve this, because at the end of the day, you're the primary person, and the people your immediate people you're living with are your primary family. If you do not prioritize yourself, there is no way you're going to help others long term. We have seen it here in our Boston community. Someone keeps sending money home, and then they are sick. They have nothing. The last important bit of financial literacy that you really have to invest time in is investing and saving. Saving is called paying yourself first. Each time you get money and you pay your credit companies, you pay your landlord, you pay your friends, you pay your family, you pay the bar, you pay the store, you pay the mall, except yourself, you're cheating your future self, because in the future you could really suffer. And again, as someone working in 16 states, I have seen people that have worked not just in the Ugandan community, in the Cameroon community, Ghana, Congo, name it, been here for decades and they have nothing. In the beginning, it was all nice and rosy, but those mistakes they made along the way have kind of eaten up what could have been something nice. So prioritize saving, but for investment, before you invest, consider these four important things. And I encourage people who have pens and papers to write this down. Before you invest, number one, put in time to learn more about what you're trying to invest in. What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? You're buying a mortgage, do research about the area you're buying the house in, the pros, the cons, how to keep the house, how to maintain it, the taxes, and all the other things that come with owning an investment. So financial literacy should be first. The second thing you should really prioritize before you invest is the growth. what are the projected returns? Don't just do, we have, again, so many people in our community that built rental properties, more so in Uganda, and bought random chunks of land, etc. And right now they really need the money, but the cow has no milk. They have to hire police and lawyers to run after tenants, and family members are taking the money left, right, and center. Before you invest in something, like, what are the projected returns? Have you really sat down with a professional, someone with experience? Because someone might not be a professional, but they've owned rental properties for some good time in Uganda. Have you sat down with them to have an honest conversation, or you're just dumping your money there because you have it? Money is like seed. Money is a seed, not like a seed. Money is seed. So if you have seed, it is always very, very important to do research on the type of soil you're putting it in. You don't just carry the seed and go and dump it somewhere just because you have it. So it is very, very important to prioritize the seed where you're going to, knowing the quality of soil and the weather and the environment and the pests and the diseases of the place you're going to put your money in. I'll use that simple analogy because I know you can always remember that. The third thing you have to prioritize before you invest is the safety. What is the possibility of you actually waking up in the morning and you have lost everything? More so for my friends who have just come here, you're going to be the key target. In Uganda, we had no scammers. Habibi, scammer is here. Scammer is here among the people you see in the community. Some even call themselves very big, godly titles. Scammer is here waiting for that next naive person they are going to hit on. They will have you, using your clean credit to buy for them stuff, using your clean credit because you have not yet made mistakes to purchase properties, and they'll be, I have money here, let's add the money, we buy this, we buy that, and then they'll scam you clean. So just look at the safety. In law, there's a principle that whatever you're trying to do in life, always think of the end in mind. Don't look at just the rosy bit of today and how things are going nice. What if things are not working well with that person you're pulling money with that person you're doing joint investment with, and whether it is here or back home? There's another principle in economics that is very, very important on safety. Like, there is a principle of self-interest in economics that, Victor, if you are my brother, let me say we are twins, do you really think that if I gave you my money to do for me something, but your child needs something urgently, you will do what I want you to do and forego doing something for your child?
I might be, let me help my child zinonzizeewo kati bwe
So
zinnema then we are in trouble.
That is the principle of self-interest, like, that's why, like for politics, whether they are here in the US or Canada or wherever, a politician will say, oh, I will do for you this, I will do. But when the money comes, nobody in this world, it is a scientific economics principle. Nobody's going to help you when they have their own problems.
Right.
Always remember that. So as you work with your family members, your siblings, your parents, whoever you're working with, remember that this person cannot prioritize you over their own interests. Life does not work like that. That is the real world.
That's the real world.
Yeah, and so look at the safety, and they say the best way of losing your money is investing it in something you don't know. I'll repeat that. The best way of investing your money, of losing your money, is putting it into something you don't know. Someone is saying having a joint savings account with my partner or having a single personal account. My friends, as long as you're legally married in America, that is marital property. Whether it is joint or single or hidden under some mattress or wherever, You're legally married in American finance. Everything is marital property unless you have a prenup.
The person who asked is in Canada. Is this the same principle?
So it is the same. Canada does not vary with the US a lot. It is the same. Yeah, because you could have your account on the side, in agreement with your partner, but for marriage, you must really be willing to walk the journey. That this is a legal contract. It is not an emotional contract. You're legally bound by that person. And for us here in the US, many realize late that even the 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, everything finance is marital property as long as you accumulate it during your marriage life.
Lucretia, don't chase your passion, but just do things wisely. Learn with intention what you're dealing with.
Yeah, if you
So
have a
we
partner
were
that you
looking at
feel
the key
is
points in investing.
So on the partnership, the best way, because it always you always find one partner is good at finances, another is not. The best way is to try to do the education together. Keep learning, keep growing, because again, marriage is one of the best financial decisions you can make. More so here in America, it gives you so much advantages that most people do not have. Yeah. So safety was the third one. The fourth bit that you consider before you invest in either financial or physical asset is the taxes.
Taxes.
Because taxes, you see, like in Uganda, people work hard, people make money. But right now, with the high taxation, whatever was meant, like people who built rental properties in metropolitan Kampala, whatever they estimated as profit is now going to URA. So even here in the US, there are ways you can legally reduce your tax burden. You can reduce your tax burden maybe by starting a business, by being financially literate, by using a tax accountant to help you tax plan. It is. By the way, you also have a tax accountant who does very good education. You could host him one of these days. Yeah, but we shall get to that. So always estimate your tax bill, because it is part of your expenditure. If you do not plan for your tax bill, then you're basically planning to donate all your money to the tax guys like IRS or URA or whatever, because we invest here and we also invest back home. So always know the tax implications of the investments you're doing. And the
Otherwise, you're
last bit
waiting
you
for
have
money.
the last bit you have to consider before you invest is proper protection. Proper protection includes having a properly done will. If you can afford a trust, because I mean a will properly done in the US if you have assets here, or a will properly done in Uganda if you have assets there. Or else, if you do not protect what you build, it is just like getting something of value and you leave it by the roadside. Anything can happen. Yeah, but proper protection also includes, knowledge. Because what the Bible says in Ecclesiastes, I think 7:11, that knowledge protects you better than money. So protect yourself by going an extra mile to seek for information before you do stuff. Seek for information before you do certain things. Did you know, Victor, that in Massachusetts, if you host a party in your house, you give people alcoholic beverages, and they are leaving your house and they injure somebody or even kill somebody or even destroy property, you're legally liable for
Adults
the
who took the
damage.
alcohol because they wanted. Adults.
So it does not work like that. That's why knowledge, especially in these countries, protects you better than money.
Right.
That you could buy a beautiful house, you're excited, you have these drinks, you're having fun, and someone gets injured or someone injures somebody, the highest amount we have had paid under the social host responsibility. You can write that down and read more about it. Social host responsibilities in a number of states. The highest amount the courts have awarded here in Massachusetts was for a high school child that organized a high school party at home for his colleagues, and when one of his guests was leaving, a 19-year-old, I think 19-year-old girl here in Lynn. They had a motor vehicle accident and the girl passed, and the family of the girl was awarded $2 million from the family of the boy who hosted the party.
The boy hosted. My God.
My God. So, information
Knowledge.
protects you. Knowledge is protection, like avoiding, if you're drinking, get Uber, because like the driving under the influence is one of the worst financial decisions you can make in the US. It will kill so many things, and it is one of those few things that legally cannot go off your record. You want to stand for political office, you cannot. You want a scholarship, they look at that. You're trying to get life insurance, they look at that, they kick you out. You're trying to do so many things just because of having no knowledge that what you're doing is actually wrong, could cost you opportunity or even cost you whatever you build. Because in injury law in Massachusetts or even anywhere in these modern countries, when I'm suing you, Victor, I do not sue you for what I have lost. I sue you for what you have. I sue you for the last penny of what you have. The house, the boat, the accounts, the everything. So having the knowledge to help you protect what you have. Like for the friends who are really working hard, buying those mortgages, paying them for years, have so many money stashed in stocks, put your things in a trust so that if someone sues you, they can't get their hand in there. It's legally protected. And then the last bit of protection that is very, very, no, not the last bit, the second last bit, if you're doing any investment, the biggest protection is you seeing whether you can legally work backwards and solve your issue in courts of law. Does that make sense, Victor?
Not yet. Not yet.
So, for example, if I'm doing a business deal with you, one of the best protections is me knowing that from the way I'm doing things, if things go wrong, I can work backwards and recover my asset, whether it is a financial asset or a physical asset. If you're doing things here in the US, do not do them with people who are in Hong Kong. Because if someone in Hong Kong steals from you, guess what? The American court system cannot protect you. If you're doing things in Uganda, make sure you're going through the same legal. I know that one, that guy is a good builder. Oh, let me send him money. You're going to do something that you can work backwards legally and you recover your money.
Right.
I have a sister in Europe that they purchased their land and built their house through her brother-in-law's names, because by that time they could not travel. So when we went for one of our family weddings in 2018, they wanted to stay in the house, and they found this guy already moved in with his family, and he was like, "This is not your home.
I have all the ownership. Here is the proof." Wow.
Proof is the one who bought the land. Proof he has been buying the materials. He's the one the vendors know, and these people even they did not know, if you do not have dual citizenship, and let me say you get American citizenship but you don't do dual citizenship in Uganda, you cannot legally own property if you're not a citizen of Uganda, physical property. So they were like, first and foremost, you're foreign citizens. Secondly,
so when we get citizenship here, we lose the other one, we have to work on it again.
You have to work backwards and get it back so that you're dual. Otherwise, if you're not dual, whatever people are doing for you back home, your family members can say, that guy now, he's Canadian.
Bakukimuwulira ebintu bino. There is a lot we need to learn with intention. Katiraba, people think they are citizens, they have citizens of two countries when actually you have to go and work on it.
That's why when you're going to Uganda, you don't line up in the other line because you're no longer that citizen. So if you're doing things like this person who did this is an actual brother to my sister's husband, same mother, same father. If you're a foreign citizen, work backwards, get dual citizenship. Again, protection is knowledge, is legal, is strategy. You don't just build wealth just by working and putting money in random things. You must have a plan. So the last protection that I'm going to talk about and emphasize is life insurance. Whether you're in Uganda, you're in Canada, you're in Europe, you're in USA, get proper life insurance. Life insurance in finance does 4 important things, regardless of where you're located. The first use of life insurance is making sure that your loved ones have cash that they can use to pay whatever debts you have accumulated behind. More so in American finance, like I shared, in the US, when you pass, your debts get paid first. Make sure if you have accumulated or you plan to accumulate debts, you have proper life insurance that your family can use to pay off your debts. More important, your mortgage debt. Mortgage is not a house. Mortgage, you are renting from the bank to own. Have life insurance that can cover that mortgage. And like I shared, you have Kasha. She has a financial professional license in Massachusetts. I can always have those one-on-one sessions. We do the education. We match the product. For brokerage, we have hundreds of over 300 different financial products. We have over 192 companies, some of the best companies in either Canada or USA. Get proper life insurance so that your loved ones have that immediate that they can use to pay off the mortgage and the medical debt. I had forgotten the medical debt. The medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy in American finance. You can Google that. Those medical bills, after 90 days, most health insurance policies no longer cover you. I'll repeat that. For those who are in the US, after 90 days of sickness, your health insurance policy no longer covers you. So you should at least either have cash to pay, which is very expensive, or it is very important to have life insurance that has the part that can be cashed out, because not all of them have, that can be cashed out when you're sick, or have long-term care that we could be looking at sometime in the future. Medical bills, and the mortgage are some of the primary reasons why you should have proper life insurance wherever you're located. The second use of life insurance in modern finance is income replacement. That when you look at the people you're taking care of right now, what could they depend on if you were sick or you pass? So it is very, very important, regardless of where you live, to get life insurance that could be used by the people you're taking care of right now to cover your current income for at least a minimum of 3 to 10 years. That's life insurance. The third use of life insurance is mortgage protection. If you own a house in modern countries and you have no life insurance, you are renting. You own nothing. You're just renting and helping the bank to maintain the house, to pay the taxes, to fix things. So make sure that if you own a mortgage, whether it is a house, a condo, a townhome, wherever, make sure you have proper life insurance that can cover the debt that you have accumulated. Yeah, the last use of life insurance is care for loved ones or education for those who have children. Again, like I shared in the beginning, the student loan is the worst form of loan you can take in American finance. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have a plan on how your children you're supporting can keep going to school. Make sure that you have a plan on how the people you're taking care of, your parents, your siblings, whether they are here or back home. Good enough, most of these companies now can allow to add your beneficiaries that are offshore. And as of today, life
Oh,
insurance is the only financial asset that goes to your family without going through court and with zero tax. So why, like, if you can afford, don't focus on life insurance. In fact, life insurance has nothing to do with burial. Because for these Bazungu, they buy their burial expense on the side. They pay the funeral home, they buy the plot, they do, because life insurance is for financial protection. It
that's
has
right.
little to
Because
nothing
I've
to do
seen
with
Bazungu
private.
buying coffins.
They buy their things and they know, if I die or I'm sick, my life insurance policy will make sure that my people are okay. So if you really love the people you're taking care of today, buy life
Yeah.
insurance. And you don't have to buy something very, very expensive, especially if you're beginning. And if you're much younger, some life insurance policies are cheap as, $100 a month, depending on your age, or even $50 if you're buying a rented policy for your mortgage, depending again on the debt size and your age. But do not take the chance. Because, like in these modern countries, some of the leading causes of death are unavoidable, like heart disease and motor vehicle related injuries among the top 5 leading cause of death. You could be taking good care of yourself, you're healthy, but someone is drunk on 495 on the highway. So buy
Right.
proper life insurance. And I hope, Victor, that was very helpful to you. I hope I
Honey,
did a service.
this is a very, very good lesson. I need this even more, and I am sure I don't stand alone in that need. Simanyi, seriously speaking, this is something we should have had a long time ago. And Kasha has been pushing. Kasha has been pushing. Naye abakuki bano oluusi baagala ebyonoonese ebisanyusa simanyi ebizinya. Kati bino tebinyumye bannange, where we are just learning something that we really need to learn. In fact, we are so lucky. We are so lucky that Golda is here. Atenga, she has equipped also Kasha. She has directed Kasha in the right direction, that Kasha can also support us. Manang, let us use this opportunity. And I've been here for long, and yet there are many mistakes I have made because of not going through the right steps, the step of planning and intentional learning. Here I am. I just gave an example of a debt that I got for my daughter's university, a time when she was stuck, and I should have done things differently. But that debt could bring the end of me. Because remember, some of these financial things, they won't affect you only legally and stuff, but they affect your health too. Ebitunyiga bingi, depression, ebitunyiga bingi. So mbaganda bange abali eyo, ne bw'obanga oluzungu lubadde luyitiridde, tugenda kuddamu okwogera ku nsonga zino ne mu Luganda bye tuyizeemu, bye tutamanyi tubyebuuze. Now Golda, first of all, abali eyo, Lucretia, if you can please share the link to the studio. You go to guests and copy the link and put it in the chat box, and people can actually click on it and join Namara in the studio, or write your question in the comments section. We are following closely. Namara, supposing we want some more information individually, do you and Okasha charge for that consultation, and about how much should we just call you and figure out how to proceed? Because definitely we are still hungry. Tetukuse.
So we don't charge for the education. It is free of charge. Yeah, we don't charge for the education. But this is just the beginning. We have other topics, like specialized topics, that you can always schedule for the future. The information is free. The state does not allow us to charge. But even if everybody got charging, for me, I do this as a ministry.
You
Because
said it's a
again,
cost.
like I shared in the beginning, when I came, I was really puzzled. I saw the struggle was so much. It was not like the America I had envisioned, the happiness, wherever the pictures I was seeing. So I really tried to push for education. Like I shared with you yesterday, we had a very, very, very fruitful mental health outreach in the community, So again, by the way, we also have professionals about mental health. We have some, like we have Dr. Claire Rugumayosh has been a mental health doctor in the US here for decades. We have a
Yeah.
very, very powerful team, even like, let me say you're stressed, you're suffering depression, suicidal thoughts, just reach out to Kasha, and in fact, Kasha I'll share the details of some of those leaders, because again, we have to build a strong support for our community if we are going to be okay. For me, I strongly believe if everybody around me is okay, we are all okay. And if someone around me is struggling, guess what? We are all going to struggle, you know,
Right.
because the little 4 years I have spent in this industry, just moving groups and sharing information, you see that the quality of life is changing. The decisions are becoming better. The fraud, the scams that we had ongoing, they have drastically reduced. So
Yeah.
I'm available. The sessions are free of charge. We can do group sessions. If you're married, please, I always encourage do the information sessions as a team so that you come up with goals, you follow them up, and then you keep encouraging each other or holding each other accountable. Yeah, but
Yeah.
for us, we are here. We have workshops specifically on debt management. We have workshops on social security. For social
Wow.
security, by the way, our office is New England Financial Center. It is located on 83 Cambridge Street, Burlington. But of course, if you're coming in, you can always, schedule with Kasha so that she gets to me, and we put that time aside for you. But we also do Zoom. We move
Right.
around. In the Valentine's week, we are going to be in North Carolina for 2 days. We move around, we
Mm.
educate. Yeah, but information, education is free. And we always
Mm.
try to make sure that in case someone, needs either, we don't have just life insurance. We have also very good retirement products. We have business products like workers' comp, general liability, we have condo, insurance, homeowners, etc. There are really many. And we are trying to see that we build um, a community of financial professionals that can give our people support, not just selling, call people education and then you buy life insurance. How are we going to bury you? It is not about bury you at all. It is more
Yeah, and
about
that
you
is eye-opener,
understanding
actually.
and yeah.
You've just opened our eyes to that. It's not about Barry. Every time we hear life insurance, we are like, "Banange, tukoye mirambo jamwe, tukoye mirambo jamwe." But I think it is much more than that, according to what you have fed us with today. And we
Yeah,
really
it is
thank you for
much more.
that. Those who just joined us, this is Golden Amara, is a financial tukuyise tutya wali omanyi bino byonna bipya
Financial professional, licensed
financial
financial professional.
license ekikulu licensed financial professional sibya jwa and is working closely with the Kasha, our own Kasha, that if we have any questions, I think you all know how to reach Kasha. My brothers, sisters, and others in the diaspora, let's take this seriously. Byetusomyeko ennyo olwaleero ebibadde specific bibadde bya US applying in Canada. Mwegwe Lucretia, you need to find out what social host responsibility is. Ebyo byonna byonna mubayite mubimanyi munywesa abantu omwenga, and they go knocking and they die and you have to pay for making people happy. There is a lot intentional learning. We need to do intentional learning about these financial issues. credit cards zino ze tufuna, it is time for us to learn shopping for them. Ennaku zino bakuweereza ebbaluwa ne bakuwaka offer ng'ofuna credit card, yet God says it is important for you to take time and go shopping around. Olabe wa wofuniramu ennyo amabanja ge tufunye ag'amasomero, byonna ebintu ebitwetoolodde bannange. We should have gotten this information earlier. Nga sinnaggalawo bulungi kintu kino kubanza nkyayagala nnyo Goda wano, but I know Goda is a busy woman. Yatugambye mukyala mufumbo ku Sunday baba busy. Lucretia, oyina ky'ogambayo mukyala Golda? Ne Kasha wadde taliiwo, byonna bye bimu. Lucretia?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, weebale nnyo mukyala Golda. Actually, nakamala wano sinaba kuweza na mwaka, ngenda guweza just within a few months from now. Naye ekyamazima program ezibadde zitandise okwesomba mu mutwe waneeno ku by'essente. Era singa si conversation efaanaganako bweti, enkya Monday mbadde naatera otandika implementing kuba mbadde ngamba obwavu bunnuma ninga nga atali Bulaaya, bampa credit card kuliko $50 eza $, kuliko $1.5 ninga nga atali Bulaaya. Okitegeera ngamba lwaki sigala neefunira akasente kange ne ntandika okweyagala. So what information nyingi gye ntegedde, information about credit unions, mbadde simanyi credit union na bank, era and atandika okukola window shopping about that ku credit unions twetudde wano bulijjo okulaba bupandepande eyo, naye nga sibitegeranga manyibwa bunene obubiina bwa Uganda.
Nze mba manyi byabaavu. I used to think credit union byalika byabana abaavu ennyo bambi.
Mwanattu nze nno bulijjo ndowooza mbuno bwe buno busako bwaffe Uganda bwe muterekamu ssente ne mumala oli nadduka ne ssente omwezi nga buweddeko number one.
Mukyala Golda otugambye eringa bw'onoolaba sako, they are individuals.
Naye nti ate ekikwewuunyisa ze ez'abagagga. Tusomye.
Really? Nange ntagenda gendayo
omuntu alina ssente. Kati olaba nze wane North Reading wano wembeera kifo ky'abantu bayinawo. Naye tosobola kulambula be Bank of America ng'ekola kiwano. Sirabanga na ATM ya
mu bakadde bange. Abakadde bano nga balina bwa account mu credit union. Nga neebuuza buno obukadde nga kyekyo ne ngamba bino birayika by'abakadde abo abantu abatakyalina bye bakola.
Ez'abagagga kuba omugagga amanyi ssente. Omugagga respectinga ssente. But you see, for us when we come, we think, getting the money is all about throwing it around. But I'm telling you, friends, if you take this conversation serious, you keep it burning, you keep intentional, not just inviting me, but other professionals. And we are also, by the way, looking for people who want to do the financial license in Canada. You join Kasha, you do the financial license that side, so that you're able to leverage. We have some of the best companies in Canada. You're able to implement, to help your community implement. Because for me as a financial professional from Uganda, I understand my people best than anybody else. I will like explaining, recommending, wherever, like if we have people within who know who we are, it makes everything much easier, it makes everything a little bit much easier. So we are looking also for people from Canada, from the different provinces, because for them, each province also handles its finance license different, but build an ecosystem of professionals, not just in finance, in healthcare, in law, career, pushing. Don't be comfortable with these transitional jobs. That's also a financial decision. Like jobs for me, I left Uganda when I was working with government, but I started as a dog breeder over Askari, Walmart. But it would be very sad if I stayed there doing that kind of job. So don't be comfortable. It is also, don't try to play God back home. Invest it in an LPN program for those who are in US or wherever you are, invest it in a nursing course that is not long, and then the LPN will take you to RN will take you to BSN, and then nurse practitioner, and then now you can take care of the village. You know, don't be comfortable with this paycheck, nafunyeyo mukadde wange, ate uba ate biki. Those are transitional jobs. They are meant to help you transit from you coming to the US, get money to settle down, and then move to something bigger. The faster you move, the faster you look for people that you can imagine. Like Kasha was connected to me by Sarah Joy. Sarah was connected to me by someone else. So value the people you hang out with, because they are the ones that determine how fast you move. Otherwise, we have people who have been here 30 years and they are even worse off than people who are in Uganda because of just that group of people they chose to hang out with, people without dreams, people without ambitions, people without goals, people without information. Just try to widen your circle. And I also encourage you, participate in the economy, in the community things we have. I know it will not be easy, but we are working on it. We were talking about mental health stigma yesterday. But of course, with time, as we keep interacting, like people get used, people's brains open, and they know, we are humans first. We are Ugandans first before anything else. And the more ideas we have, I believe, as a community, the faster we are going to learn and grow, help each other. Yeah, but participate, reach out for those who are in our Boston area, reach out to our Afande Momo, see how you can participate. I know it will not be easy, but to participate, it is very, very important. That's how you get information. That's how you move forward.
This is not just about financials. You basically otulaga kubo to so many other things. Era mukyagoda tukwebaza nnyo okutukyalirako olwayo, tusaba otulabireko oli mukulembeze mu community, tusaba otugambire ku baganda baffe nti obaddeyo ewaffe naye tetuluma tetulya, nti ate naffe tuyina ennyonta ey'okubeera ne baganda baffe nga tetubooleddwa kuba naffe tuli bannayuganda. Era obagambe nti tubaagala nnyo, abamu they are our personal friends, but indeed we would like to be part of our Ugandan community. Tuwulire nga naffe twenyumiriza mu community eyo. So tukwebaza nnyo bannange. Omuntu yenna bw'obanga gwe wasoma nadda naye nga obadde okyebuuzabuuza bya life insurance obitandiseeko otya, osobola okugenda direct era n'oyogera n'omukyalo oyo, n'oyogera ne Kasha, ne mulaba bwe bakuyamba okushopping around ku ki ekiyinza okukuyamba. Temubeere eyo mwekka nga kabalumira eyo. Anything, bw'obanga oli ready no taking on anything, please reach out. Tetuli fekka. Kati ate mulaba n'aba community ennene nabo bazzeeko gye tuli. Kiba kitegeeza they really want us to be well. Nga bo bye bayize baagala tubiyige. So let's not misuse this opportunity. Ku mukutu kuno tujja kuteekangayo akaseera Kasha akomewo atwongeremu kubanga kasa mukyagoda atuwadde introduction eba nnene naye nga buli kapaati kaliko bingi ebyokwogerako. Tujja kubanga era tuddamu tubayita bajje batuyambe, but be grateful that we have Kasha as part of our community also okutuyamba mu mbeera zino. Mukyagoda, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We really thank you for your time and for sharing with us.
Thank you. Mwebale nnyo, mubeere bulungi.
Kale mukwano. Alright bannange, mukyagoda atulese, abasigadde musigaleeko tunyumyemu katono tu unpacking ekibadde kigenda mu maaso wano. Nze ndowooza kibadde kya mulembe nnyo bannange.
Kibadde kya mulembe nnyo ate kibadde informative nnyo. Nga we ngambye nti waliyo decisions ezimu ezibadde zitandise okwesomba mu bwongo wanene era mu maaso kaawo mbadde naatera okulugwamu singa si conversation eno. So ebadde informative nnyo. Ebadde informative nnyo. Era wabadde awo n'okirowoozaako nti tukyetaaga. Webale nnyo.
Saakirowoozaako, actually muganda wange Kasha yabadde pushing around that. Yali agenda kukireeta last year naye embeera yange neetabukamu ey'obulamu. nga sikyabeera nnyo wano so kano kannakomyewo of course era nanzijukiza ffe bye twetaaga abantu batwegayirira na bwegayirizi okubisomako bannange embeera tulina ogikyusa embeera tulina ogikyusa kubanga Kasha ndowooza avuddenga mu June last year ng'ayogera ku kintu kino okitegeera but and also God assured me last night nti temufaayo bino bijja nabbanyumira nnyo you will not believe nze binnyumidde nnyo I could have gone for another hour even
tulina abaana bangi abali okujja and most of us nange sawa zakakati I'm getting a student loan and lots of others bali ku student loan era twali badde nga twetaaga nnyo tufuna okuyaayaana that hunger in us ey'okumanya kati nze mbadde simanyi mbuno wobeera ofunye student loan kuba there are some circumstances katosobola kuzeewala naye kisinzira batya woogihandolinze ate kisinzira batya woogenda playing along watya with it kubanga for example simanyi batya bwekikoleyo naye waneeno gavumenti ogenda n'ogisaba ssente essomero lyagala $2,000 eza dola naye gavumenti neekuwa ogumu ekitundu ogwa dola ne bagukuwa buwipa semester yonna nga ssente almost siringi nga 8 oba 9 just kagenda sigala ku account nga tomanyi kyogenda kukakozesa kogenda sasulako tuition wa 2,500 endala zisigale ku account naye nga babazi textbook n'osooka ogenda mu brand empya n'ogula engatto n'ogenda n'ogula champagne
okitegeera kubanga
entegedde nti okutereka ssente ezo n'ozizzayo n'otandika okusula even before graduating kuba batugamba no osobola okuzitereka mpaka woonogira kuwoonomalira graduation netutandika okusalako they sweet talk it n'ogamba maama nfunye empedde mmazenze
kituufu naye okuyiga tekuggwaayo okusoma tekuggwaayo waliwo netusoma otuukiri mu masomero tusoma ebintu nga twali tumanyi nti ku myaka gino 5 gye tugenda okuweza tetujja kubanga tusoma naye neweesanga ng'oli mu kukola ki
naye sabaza kati ova mu kilaasi nkulabye okutta ne peni n'ekitabo
neeno naye ebadde kilaasi naye waliwo gye nsoma buli waggulu mpaka muwala wange aba akola homework we nga nange ensaza
nga naawe osoma ngakugamba daddy you need to sleep enkya jja kubeera late ku ssomero
nagamba nti engeri gye sirina maanyi gakola bulungi afadhali kansomeko oba okusoma tekwetaaga maanyi ga mubiri
okusoma mwana tose ekyo kimwana tukiraga kusoma tekuggwaayo
abantu kupate ne mubawo omwenge ne banywa omwenge ne banywa Hennessy ne bata
okitegeera nze mbadde simanyi nakumanya mbuno omuntu wobeera omuleese n'atamirire wo gwalina kyekyamba bulijjo ndaba abazungu nga omaze otamiira I can give you a ride driver wange asobola okuvuga naawe kuza you do have a cab nga tayagala ogenda osiraanire kukuba emmotoka ekutomerereyo
ng'akwegayirira na bwegayirizi ffe Uganda aizulu bwekukoonera eyo gwanamanyisinze wenkola kapate nenkola kaliyo kiwange nendeeta lubandule simanya kabandule wange kidomola kiramba nemutamiira nemugweri nemugangayira oba ogenza ogudde mu kitaba oba ogenza osuze ku muti ebyo bibeera bizibu byo naye mwana Uganda abawulira nnyo wano nga bagamba mbu nja kwewola ssente ngende e Uganda nzimbe
abantu ekyo
abantu baabwe bagenda kubonaabona n'amabanja
amabanja obeera ogalekedde banno maama
kakati
ngenze kwendi mpya
kale Lakrisha ndowooza tujja kuggalawo kuba abantu balabika they are not coming to ask questions kyetusomye tukisomye video gyeri ku YouTube
ne ku Facebook
n'ababadde ku YouTube bambi mwebale abajagala ogidownloadinga gyeri ku YouTube video zange teziriiko restriction
That's good.
Kubanga za kusoma. N'ababaddeko abatali baana beeka nammwe mwebale kubeerako. Bino bituyamba ffenna ng'abantu.
Yeah.
Ddamu
Bituyambira
obabuulire okujja information nti Kasha muntu waffe nze mmalirize bye nkola wano.
Exactly. Bebamu kuba betuyinza okuyita ba elders mu buli kimu, ba elders mu buyambi, mu advice, in everything, era okulaba nga ye yaleese idea eno seewuunyizza nnyo kubanga she's that one person bulijjo atulobingira, atubbira eri n'atuleetera wane n'atusakira n'atuleetera. So thank you for that, Kasha, so much. And okubanga kino ekintu yakirimu, it gives us a straight path of where we have to look forward to. Otherwise, mwebalire ddala.
Namba ya Kasha.
Yeah, sure.
Kale busenga obadde namba ya Kasha okumufuna wandimufunye otya?
Kasha muzibu wa kufuna ye naye ku Facebook.
Aha. Wandimufunye ku Facebook
abeerako nnyo.
Gye bayinza omujja.
Yeah, Facebook Kasha abeerako nnyo. By the way, kubanza jjukira bwe twali mu kampu nga tutandika okukola first contact yaffe ne Kasha, it was Facebook. So Facebook at least abeerako nnyo. Facebook, that's Messenger nako abeerako nnyo. Ne ku Twitter abeerako. Abali ku Twitter bakozesa X nako abeerako. Naye nga Facebook yesinga nnyo okozesebwa abantu. So you can just go to the Facebook page, Kasha Jacqueline n'abagesera kwali nnyo.
N'abalala okutuukirira omukyala Golda naawe mutuukire. Bakuki bannange mbabuulira bwe tuwa contacts abamu baza abusinga nti nsaba sente kiki. Zino contacts za kwongera kutusomesa ku kiki kye tulina actually okulaba nga twenunula mu mbeera. Mu America kiri kitya? Kasukali keeko oba
Yeah.
Abali mu America kasukali keeko oba twongeremu.
Seno kasukali tukafunye era banyina
akoze mukawulidde kasukali.
Akoze kakireera ate. Omanyi buli kaseera akola byewuunyisa. Really?
Lucretia.
I'm here.
Lucretia, abakyaliko abali mu America nawulidde nti ne Canada nayo yanyiize tariffs ze baba bataddeko.
Victor, I'm here.
Zabanyiizizza tariffs ze batadde ku Canada.
Onfuna kati Victor.
Zabanyiizizza era tugenda kukiwulira gakyali mabaga. E Uganda tuwulira nti ebitongole bingi, abantu bambi, abantu babalayinze off, ebitongole ebibadde bifuna funding from USAID n'ebitongole ebirala ebijja ssente mu gavumenti ya America. Abaali bakyakyanca nti Trump yajjidde abasiyazi, ndowooza mutegedde nti ensi yonna yagijjidde. Ekitegeera ate nga amazima amatuufu gakyali nti wadde tuli basiyazi tukyali mu America kubanga gye tubeera.
Can you hear me, Victor?
Tetulina gye tulaga mpozzi nga banaatutuga butuzi, naye nga ekigenda mu maaso mu America kigenda kutabangula ensi yonna. Everybody is affected. Abantu bafa babulijjo e Uganda abalwana ne siriimu oba abeetaba okufuna information ekwata ku siriimu. Obuyambi obwo tugambe nti nno obuyambi busaliddwako, and that is not a good thing. Lucretia, bw'oba ompulira weetereeze nziremu nkuyite. Tusiibule abantu baffe. Ffe twafunye amawulire wano transgender bw'oba ng'olina by'okola bigenda kufuukira bano nti passport, njagala passport amannya go ga kisajja, seksio olaga nti oli musajja ate nga wazaalibwa n'otuumibwa omukyala ne passport kati egenda kufuna obuzibu era passport z'aba transgender zaayimiriziddwa okukolebwako. Ate ng'ekyo kimenya Omumerika n'Omumerika nga mugwira kubanga birimu enjawulo. Ffenna kye kimu. Yes, Lucretia.
I'm back now. Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much. Obadde okyayogera ku Trump. Trump atuyisizaamu nnyo amaaso naye naffe we have retaliated and gakyali mabaga. We are still coming for him.
Nalabye Prime Minister wammwe nga mukambwe mukko tamala ganyiiga.
Tamala ganyiiga naye leero yanyiizeemuuko.
Yabadde mukambwe mukko. Ndowooza naffe abaagala ennyo ebyo ebintu ebiva e Mexico bye twagala okulya wano. Tujja kukinnyonnyoka.
Mugenda kinnyonnyoka mugenda kawuliramu. N'ebirala ebiva wano ndabye states nnyingi nnyo ezikozesa ebintu ebiva wanene waka ate nga zikirira okuba wano Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota ezikirira zonna weezikyawo muna mukozesa ebintu ebiva eno. So mubeere bulindaala tujja mugenda tuwuliramu.
Twakkiriza naye nga embeera wano bambi si nnungi, abantu bayongobevu kubanga mu kusooka abantu basooka ne beekanga nti batransi nga bafudde, bagenda okulaba kikwatiddemu LGBTQI yonna, bagenda okulaba nga kikwatiddemu abakyala, bagenda okulaba kikwatiddemu abaddugavu, bagenda okulaba kikwatiddemu obuyambi, bano banfuna kamwanyi biki ebyo, bagenda okulaba kikwatiddemu abaana b'essomero na biki bye balina okusoma. Kwegamba enseetabuzi.
Abazungu balonda Trump ajjajjewo abaddugavu mu ggwanga lyabwe. Okay.
Kituufu.
Naye ssaawa za kaakati nabo bakabage bakomba. Abaddugavu balonda Trump nga bagamba Trump kajja atugirewo baddugavu bannaffe batalina mpapula naffe tufune emirimu gye tukola. Kaakati ssaawa za kaakati bannaabwe babajjawo babatwala naye nabo bagenda bakaaba naye nabo abasigaddewo abalina empapula bakaaba.
Kituufu.
Buli omu yalonda alina issues ze naye ssaawa za kaakati. Abali Uganda nga bagamba mbuno Trump kajjajjira abasiyazi. Nabo kati essaawa za kaakati gye bali bakiwuliramu. Nalabye CDC yakyusizza ne gundi zaabwe eza options za sexuality transgender non-binary bakajjeewo. And that means a lot ku kitongole nga CDC.
Websites zonna eza government
zakikoze.
Zabikoze. So it is really hot. Naye nga okusinziika kati wano nina mukwano gwange nga si part of the LGBT community naye nga bamuyimiriza kuba omulimu gwe USAID ebadde gufundinga wano mu US. Tebamuyimiriza naye bamukendeezezza nnyo ku kyalina okufuna. Naye ng'ekiri
World training gye mbadde nina okubeerako mu summer mu America oba yaba human rights defenders bagikatinze off bagambye tegenda kubeerawo until further notice bagitadde ku suspension. I felt like day.
Kubanga ssente zabadde ziva mu gavumenti kati ate no gavumenti tegenda kuteekayo ssente bantu kusomesebwa ku human rights zaabwe olw'okuba abasiyazi. Kitegeera bano bonna aba abortion basazeeko anything, so abakyala bali affected heavily n'abaamulonda.
Kyokka nga waliwo omukyale waliwo omukyale yali it breaks. Okay, let's make America great again.
Kale anyway, olwaleero tulumaze tusomye tweyongere buli omu mu kafunda ako weetegereza ebintu omukyala Goda by'atuyigiriza ate oyongere okukola obwedda kyayita learning with intention.
Being intention with learning.
Otandika okwetegereza investing and saving. akonyeeko nti tutandike okwesasula. Eyo ye mu savings ffe bwe tumala okusasula bbiiru na kimu n'otandika oziweereza zize Kakuma, zize Uganda, zize egindi. Nze ndi victim w'ekyo ntaasa nnyo ekika okitegeera. So bino ebintu tebiriiko obukulu, buli omu olina okuba ng'olina kapaati k'ofunyemu. Credit cards naddala abaakajja muzeegendereze, mumale okuzisoma bulungi, muzitegeere ki bwe zikola, interest rates ziri ku ki, interest rates kitegeeza ki, bwe bampa bweti baba bampisizza bubi oba tebampisizza bulungi, ngisasule ntya, sente nsasule ntya, nfunye type ki, is it secured, kwegamba buli kimu kyakwetegereza nnyo n'okusinga bwe tubadde kyetegereza.
Nze nno mwana wattu secured credit card mbadde sigimanyira. Enkya ngenda kugenda mu banka yange mbabuuze, mwali mumpa kadi mwambuuzaako oba njagala secured credit card ne mbagamba sigyagala bambuulire. Kubanga tebagiŋŋambako nze mbadde sigimanyi, ate mulimu gwabwe giŋŋamba before nga tebannaba kumpa yaabwe gye baagala. Genda
era sala amagezi osasule buli kimu oshopinge. Nkitegeera. Ne bw'oba ofunyemu obuzibu mu kushopinga, ng'ogamba nti owaayi kasha ngezaako kushopinga around wano, tuyina zino options, olowooza eriwo eyinza okunkolera amangu. Mukyala Golda, ninayo wano gye mbadde window shoppings, mbadde nsaba ku magezi. N'ekirala tujja kuba nga tumubuuza ddi lwe babeerayo n'emisomo online ejja community, so that naffe tutandika okugyeyungako. Sijja finance zokka naye n'ez'okumanya ekigenda mu maaso mu bantu baffe. Osanga naffe gye ebitukwata.
Osanga we tunamanyira olugambo lwe batwogerako ne twongera okubasomesa nabo.
Ate kati kubuya zeeyo agenze kubabuulira nti tetumulidde.
Tetumulidde abadde asuubira nti tugenda kujja tumuteekeko kacumbari.
Abadde tasuubira bw'atyo, ate abadde akolagana ne kasha tasobola kusuubira bw'atyo.
Banno babadde basuubira nti tugenda kumulya.
Asobola okuwa testimony nti bambi bantu nga ffe era babadde wali nga n'emikutu gye bakozesa naffe gye tukozesa.
Nga naffe gye tukozesa. Ng'ate ebizibu bye basanga naffe era bye tusanga kuba tuli bantu ffenna twetaaga such information. Tekiriiko kugamba nti nno ono we buziba akola kino, ono we bukya akola kino, kaakati ono information gye yeetaaga ekyukakyukamu. So we need to know when they have more trainings and more sessions.
Tujja kuba that because that's a new contact we have, a new relationship building. Naye nga next Sunday bannange mukomeewo ssaawa ze zimu, zitera kubeera ssaawa 1:30 ey'olweggulu ey'e Uganda. Leero twatandise bukyali kuba mukyala Golda z'essaawa ze yabadde. Naye ssaawa 1:30 ey'e Uganda. TikTok tubeerayo, tugwayo bugwe naye wanyuma tunyumya emboozi etuzimba, ate nga yo tugibeeramu abamu ku ffe okulaba nti tutuukirira bannaffe abatali basiyazi, okutandika okulaba obuntu bwaffe, okulaba nti no tuli bantu bwe bajja ne banyumyamu naffe ate ne batandika okugamba nti bambi nabo balina ku magezi. Omanyi abamu batwekanga tulina amagezi naye
nti kumbe bulijjo kirimu amagezi nakyo bambi.
Ate ebyamagezi tulina na bingi nnyo kuba ekyaffe kirabo. So muyitayo ku TikTok, abaliyo musobola okunnoonyako mbeerako. Waliyo Mario Collins naye abeerayo ku TikTok. Bakutu gye bali abalina content ku TikTok, naye mugende eyo because it's a lot and that's where the younger generation is, and ebintu byangu ne ku data byangu. Kale, Lakusha, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thanks. Next Sunday, same place, same time.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Vera bulungi.
Take care.
Bye bye everyone.
Ciao everyone.
Ciao.